Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast. My name is Andy, Corporate Commander TFW, and I'm joined this week by the man who puts pound coins on his desk. It's Mikey G. Wolfie 3. Hello, Mikey.
I do, actually.
Actually, no, you don't. You put euros on your desk.
No, pound coins.
Oh, my God.
I have a small
That's
collection
illegal.
of pound coins.
You're not allowed that. That's not your tenure. That's not your currency. You're back. Do I need to come to your house to reclaim our currency?
I mean, you can, but I'm not giving it back to you.
Oh, my God. I'll get the lads round. Do your dirty dist up. How's it going, Mikey?
I'm alright. How are you?
Same as usual, Mr. Mikey. Same as usual. But we are here again to talk about Transformers this week. Things have happened. It's been a fairly busy week, it seems, in the world of Transformers. Nothing major, though, right?
Nothing I would, flip a lid over, but
No.
quite a lot of, quite busy.
Yeah. We may as well kick it off with Alien Attack, the AAT-07 Dungeon Master, which I almost said Clungeon. That's not the Clungeon Master. It's a masterpiece-styled Last Night Cogman, which again, my brain said Cockman, but it is Cogman.
Which actually, I would say Cockman is appropriate in the context.
For his character from the film, yeah.
So
I
he
would
was
say
a
that's
cock.
fair. He sure was. Remember, he was meant to be a headmaster, which never actually came to fruition.
He was supposed to rip off Nitro Zeus's head and use it to catch them as they were falling out of a thing, and they didn't do that because they needed to have a line about him saying, "You were by far the coolest." Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah, there was a lot about that movie.
Oscar-winning, award-winning, one of the most respected actors of all time, Anthony Hopkins, lying in a hole after talking about the watch that killed Hitler.
He got paid. I don't feel sympathy for him. He got paid. He
I
got
don't feel
paid a
sympathy
lot
for
of money.
him. I feel sympathy for me having to watch that.
Oh, okay, that's fair enough. But yeah, this is obviously from The Last Night. As we can see in the images, he is unfortunately a functional headmaster. I don't really know how that works because his headmaster face, which is under his tummy armor or his boob chest armor, seems to be quite large. So I don't know really how big that will be.
Alien Attack do weird shit in terms of what they do with their toys. What they've done here is that they've got a vague, a Cogman head on a headmaster with except the face is the chest, and a car which I believe is based off the one they stole in The Last Night. And then somehow that car will turn into the Cogman body from the movie.
Yes.
And I believe the technical term is black magic.
Yeah, I mean, this is computer stuff at the moment. These aren't real versions of them as of yet, right?
No, but from reviews I've seen, the other Alien Attack movie figures, the engineering is kind of scary.
In a good way?
Creative it is. They're going really out of their way to be able to make something that looks like the movie characters. And even how the headmaster comes together is unusual. But for the fucking life of me, do not know how you go from that robot to that car.
No, me neither. And because we don't see... I don't think we see, the actual car done, do we?
We don't see... But the thing is, we don't see, I think this needed a mid-transformation picture.
Yeah, because I can't tell which is the headmaster and which is the, in theory, complete cogmaster.
There's plenty of pics. If you see him standing next to the car, it's Cogman, and if it's
okay.
Because the complete robot looks quite different from the headmaster.
Oh, see, my assumption was the one standing next to the car was just the headmaster, but without chest stuff going over his robot face.
Nope, that's just what his chest is going to be.
It's just a face.
Yep.
Weird. And then all the other images of Cogman are that, which is, again, kind of weird. Yeah, I don't really see how this is going to work. I'm sure it is, it's advertised, but...
Curious, if nothing else.
Yeah, Cogman, not anyone I cared about in the movie, as I'm sure everyone's surprised to hear. But yeah. Mikey, what about you? What about your thoughts?
I think, I want to see the engineering, and it looks very, very detailed. Well done to them, in terms of what they're doing. It's just, hey, I would struggle, I'm not a big enough engineering not to think I'd like this in my house. Because it's weird.
Would it devalue your house, do you think,
yes,
just it being in?
Yeah, because that character was terrible.
He's one thing I noticed which is quite egregious, and it's the fact that there are screws that are holding the wheels together, and they're not like they're sunken in and hidden. It's they're very, very prominent, very prominent.
There's a lot of like clear screw holes as well across the car.
Yeah.
Like, the car is not clean. It really feels like they prioritized the robot mode over the car.
Yeah, which is odd. You don't usually see that. So,
but I suppose when they're trying to make a transforming toy of someone who doesn't transform,
you got to work with what you can, I suppose. Yeah, it's a thing. We don't really know on when it's coming, as far as I can tell. This figure's planned for Masterpiece scale, and that's about it. We don't know how much it's going to cost. Though.
Well, that doesn't make... No, it can't be Masterpiece scale, because...
That's what it says.
I mean, well, I know, but like, since everyone's a fucking scale nut these days, he'd have to be really tiny.
Oh well, no, because this is him meant to be a headmaster, so he would be in scale with everybody else.
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, if they want to make that robot into a tiny figure, sure, do that. But
I don't think it makes sense. But there you go. No. That's what they say, Mikey. That's what they say. Anything else you got to say on Cockman?
No, I'm good.
Take us on, Mikey.
So, Kang Toys revealed color renders of their G1 Razer Claw. Well, G1 is a stretch. They're Razer Claw.
G1 is... No. Come on now.
Previously, they revealed... Let's see. They revealed Ferocious, who was Rampage. I've seen a review of him, and he is really solid. And then there's Tantrum, who's Lamble. He's really good. Firmament, who's Divebon. And Thor Gorilla, which is the Optimus Primal-based one, I believe.
Yeah, we talked about that a few weeks ago or something, didn't we?
I don't believe we've seen Headstrong yet.
I don't think so. I think you might be right there, yeah.
So, this is our first look at Razer Claw. And yeah, it's a wee bit inventive. I have been half-jokingly saying this is the Transformers Zoids.
Yeah, I could see that, because it looks a little bit like, what's it called, Liger?
Yeah, all so many Ligers. I was just going to say, that's no longer a joke. This is just a Liger. This is just a Liger. And if you've seen anything with Zoids in there, like, it's a golden lion with giant eyes, a glowing horn, which I think might be powered, or is just a visual effect, but he's got, like, strands going through it. Removable cannons that go on the back that look like they form part of Predaking. And yeah, that turns into also the lion has fangs, because again, Zoids. But in robot mode, he's a chunky boy. He's a chunky super robot boy with like, the only thing I can compare this to, because of my own personal grievances sometimes, he has the crossbone face, where like his mouth opens up and like reveals like a red vent.
Yeah.
Wasn't expecting this.
No. You know what's weird? It really doesn't. He doesn't blend in with any of the other Predacons that we've seen so far.
No,
none of them.
Color-wise, he's real different. Maybe this is like a special release.
If it is, they haven't said it, have they?
No, they haven't. But like all the other ones are in the standard color scheme.
Yeah.
This guy's very, very different.
Yeah, very primary gold.
Like maybe it's like when he's in Predaking mode, like a lot of this isn't visible up front and it's just the face. Or they're going, we want to turn this into Gaugaigar and we just want something that looks a bit nuts.
I was thinking like Bangar, is that what it was called?
Oh,
what came after?
Yeah, the one that never got released. But was he a lion or a dragon?
I think he was a dragon. But the idea of the chest, animal face and all that.
He got figures, I think.
He probably got like shitty garage kits or something.
Yeah,
probably
not
much.
No, he was CM. He was a CM. Or CM core. Yeah, he was.
So he
CM
doesn't
core.
exist anymore because he turned to dust. I get you.
He looked at him and he exploded. What was his name? First end of
Bangan.
Bangan.
That's it. Yeah, because it's Gan is Gaan, isn't it?
Yeah.
Stupid name.
Yeah. He's a weird dragon. He's a dragon robot man. And look, a Brave series that has an interesting design aesthetic. I would have liked to have seen.
Haha, too bad. Cancelled. It was only a game.
Oh yeah, the dragon mode. I thought the dragon was like, X Kaiser or something, where it's just like, I have a lion on my face. Why? Why not?
Lions.
But yeah, so it's very unusual. I do like it. Like, I'm into the Zoidy aesthetic, and I've got a Zoid on my desk right this very second.
Oh my god.
Like a nerd.
Oh my god.
But I just really want to see how this looks with the Predaking, because how much will this clash?
Yeah.
Like, how much is this are you going to be looking at this going, and looking at Predaking, and looking back at this and going like, what's going on here, buddy?
I mean, at the very least, it's 100% not G1. I don't know why the story even says it's G1. 'Cause it's like, no, come on now. I can accept that for the other ones, which are highly stylized G1, but they're still kind of G1-y. This is just... Not even the robot mode looks G1-ish. It doesn't have any aesthetics, apart from it has a lion on his tits, and that's about it. There's nothing else to make me go, oh yeah, that's Razer Claw. Nothing. So weird. I don't hate it. It's just... It just doesn't work, I think, for the character they're going for. It's a weird design choice. I kind of wish they'd gone with this, I guess, aesthetic for the rest of them as well, because then it would at least pull them together as a team. Maybe they'll still work. Maybe they'll still work when we see them all lined up.
Really want to see them. I'm very curious to see how this will look all done, because now at least they've revealed...
All of them bar the one that you mentioned earlier. Which one? Headstrong.
Headstrong.
Yeah. Unless they're adding another one in, because Thor Gorilla was new.
Yeah.
So maybe there'll be another new one? I doubt it, but you never know.
Turns out this is actually like 2 combiner teams.
You never know. Maybe.
But yeah, so I'm out of stuff on him.
That's fair. Yeah, I've got nothing else to say, I suppose. So shall I take us on, Mikey?
Yeah.
Alright, we talked about fans' hobby MB17 Mega Tyranno. Not Saurus, unfortunately. It's Armada Megatron. We talked about uncolored prototypes. I think the last time we talked about this guy, he was silhouetted, and that was about it.
He wasn't. I don't think he was even finished.
No, probably not. That's why we only saw the silhouette, I think. They were just kind of hinting, tweaking our nipples, as you say. The last time we saw anything like this was obviously the MB-15, the Naval Commander. Obviously, there was MB-16, which I don't know what that is off the top of my head. But this is, as it says in the story, a modern take on the Armada Galvatron character. Or Megatron character, I should say. A design I always thought was kind of neat, and suffered for the fact that it was in the Armada toy line, and thus couldn't do anything.
Yep. It was a gimmick fest. It was a fun gimmick fest, but it was a gimmick fest.
Indeed. I kind of wish the Japanese had been bolder. And did the Japanese call him Megatron? Did they not call him Megatron?
Yeah, they were Megatron and Convoy in the first one, and then Super Megatron, and then he was Galvatron in Super Link.
That's right, yeah.
And then it was Megatron.
That was Master Galvatron.
It was Galvatron and Super Galvatron in
That's right.
Super Link, and then it was Master Megatron. Master Galvatron.
Yeah, it's so dumb.
Yeah,
but yeah, this is the tank guy. He seems to have lights in places for his eyes and his canoon. He has flick out knives that don't come from his palm. They're on the back of his forearm, so that's definitely a plus. That's nice. Obviously, no Decepticon insignia on his big old titules, because they're not allowed to do that. You're gonna have to stick them up yourself. I did see some videos. Obviously, they're not on here. But they did show a video on Twitter, which I caught, which shows how the tank treads work. Did you see that, Mikey?
I saw there was one where they pushed them in and out. Yeah,
because if you look on the inside of the tank treads, there's a dark green kind of switch. If you push them up, you can then it allows you to either lock or unlock the treads, so you can either pull them out or push them in. Which I think is a nice gimmick. It makes sense. It shows you the weird kind of base mode that he sort of kind of had from the original toy. So they have tried to cram in a lot of the gimmicks. They've got the weird ramp that comes out. They've got the missiles that were on the top of the tank that flipped forward. They've even got that stupid thing where you plug in leader 1 and you twist it so that would happen. Oh no, the twisty thing was for when you span the gun round and round. And there's a few other little bits here and there. They've kind of gone a little bit less H-tanky, and they've tried to hide the head and the horns a little bit more for the tank mode, which I don't think is a terrible idea. I'm not sure it's executed super well, but I appreciate that they even tried to do it, because I don't think they super had to. They could have just been lazy and just let the head be out there for all to see. They've covered it for the most part. Mikey, how do you think this has turned out? Because I am pretty impressed. I would like to see Hasbro do an attempt at this, but who knows?
No, Armada doesn't exist. There was no Armada Optimus Prime toy coming. You didn't see anything.
No, quite Japan. Oh, is Leader 1 new as well here? Oh, it is, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But I've always liked the Armada design, and I used to have the Armada figure, and it was a really fun, very dumb toy. That was a giggle. I almost bought the few years back now, the Combiner Wars Armada retool. Almost.
Oh, that's good. It's just as well you didn't, because that looked terrible.
Yeah, but at the time I was just like, oh wow, we'll never get this again, and I'm probably right. But so it's like my favorite of the 3 Unicron trilogy designs. I like the Energon design idea.
I don't know.
Robot mode design I like. Vehicle mode I don't like, and I associate that design with atrocious memories.
I think the Super Link Energon one was my least favorite because it felt too lazy. I like this one the best, the Armada one the best, but I think I've got a fondness for the Batmobile Megatron because it was everything. It had all these extra colors and all these weird angles. It didn't look like Megatron at all, so it had that kind of going for it. Where the the Energon Megatron just looked to me, because like Energon was all about that really basic CG model that transformed exactly like the toy. I thought it looked poop.
I didn't like because for toy limitations at the time, I think the Energon design held up. I think it's not its fault that the show sucks in every conceivable human way. I
think Dive Bomb's a better figure though than Megatron in that toy line.
What one was Dive? Oh, the bird, the laser beak. I like the Terracons in general. The
Terracons are the best figures in that line. Apart from Ravage. Ravage is a bit shit, but the rest of them are amazing.
Some of the Decepticon figures I actually really liked in that, like Sharkticon or...
Sharkticon's great, even though he was never in the show.
Cyclonus, Snowcat, whatever the fuck his name was okay.
He's okay. Yeah.
But like the non-show guys were generally the better ones in that line.
I'd agree.
On both sides of the field. But yeah, so I like this design, and I think it's an interesting take in it. Like, they've brought over the anime proportions really well, and definitely. It looks, very, very posable. I'm really surprised by how deep they went in on the gimmicks.
Yeah, same.
Like, or even just giving him the orange elbows.
Yeah, that's kind of cute.
Like, I'm very surprised they went that far. Because he had black ones in the show, I believe.
Did he? I'm willing to believe you.
Yeah, he had black elbows in the show, and in the toy it was orange.
Yeah.
And I like the color scheme they're going for. I like the tone of the paint.
Yes.
The alt mode I think looks really solid. They have de-H'd him a bit, but he's still quite H. I'm curious to see how the front of the tank works, because it looks like maybe a flap folds down from the back of the tank.
Do you think he's going to be very shell formery?
I think he'll probably have quite a few panels around his back, but
yeah,
like we can see him from the back in some shots, and he looks quite clean for what he is. He's got the big thing on his back, but he always did. I think because like when you actually think about it, like it's a hard transformation to make complicated.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Like, I think he'll have some panels around the butt and some panels around the front, and that'll be the worst of it. And I weirdly enough like the base mode. I don't like. I like that they went that far specifically.
Mm-hmm.
I like that someone sat down and said, like, what gimmicks are in this toy? We're going to put in as many as we can.
I guess that might be a thing of, because like you say, maybe there wasn't enough for the transformation that they wouldn't, we've got a bit more budget, why not go a little bit more crazy and do some of the weird stuff?
Yeah, like, even doing the weird ramp that doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't
like,
seem to go to the ground at all.
Yeah, no, like, obviously, I would say, like, maybe fix it and make it go down to the ground.
I don't think.
That
I think it would
nice.
need to be even longer to do that.
Yeah, or like just point down, like somehow, like add a joint. It'll go down. And I like that they added in storage for like leader 1 in the tank mode, so you can go in the backside. So yeah, ultimately I like it. I think it's coming together quite nicely. My only concern is Fans Toys' more recent issues with quality control.
Oh, have they not been good?
Yeah, Naval Commander had quite a few problems, and from what I understand, some of the other large figure they've done have had some problems.
Okay.
So hopefully, I just hope this guy sticks together, and maybe they've learned from previous errors. But overall, like, I'm pretty impressed.
Do you want this, or do you want the Galvatron colors? Because I really like the Galvatron color of this guy.
I have good memories of the Galvatron scene at the end of the show. I think I've always preferred these colors.
Okay.
So I think I would prefer this. I know it's dumb as well, but I would like the knife pops out of your hand thing. I know it was a gimmick that broke his wrists and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it was always fun, and it's just like the idea, like, aha, you want to shake my hand? Stab your hand.
You know what the real selling point on this figure will be, Mikey?
Mm-hmm.
Can the Megatron do a spinning powerbomb on the Optimus Prime? Where's that reference from, Mikey?
Oh dear.
Do you remember?
I do.
Yeah. For those not aware, it was from the PlayStation 2 game, where Megatron was the last boss fight, and he would launch you basically into space and do a spinning pile driver as you crash back down to Earth.
Remarkably good game.
It was the best Transformers game until High Moon Studios got involved.
Yeah. And like, it just felt like people put effort in and wanted to have, like, the story wasn't anything to write home about, but like, they made good use of the mini-cons, the boss fights were really fun, each of the Transformers you had controlled a bit differently.
Well, I think the Starscream boss fight, in the Arctic, I remember
Oh
that
yeah, where he's just
shit.
Back and forth, and back
It was
and
such
forth.
a pain in the ass to shoot out of the sky.
But that, like, everyone talks about it, that bloody tidal wave level.
Yeah, that's still so cool.
And you have to have the sniper minicon on, or you are fucking dead.
Yeah, you can't win.
Yeah, because you have to snipe his fucking head. Because they went for, like, tidal wave is a monster.
Yeah. Bigger than Metroplex in some ways.
Yeah, also does push-ups.
As you do.
Which people who played the game. But yeah, if you've got anything that can play PS2 games, I highly recommend trying that out.
Yeah,
if you
definitely.
haven't played it already. But yeah, no, I mean, I would love if this was followed up by we're doing a tidal wave as well.
Oh, that'd be nice, yeah. And
Maybe
then they can do at least 3 repaints of him. At least.
Yeah. Or, hey, remember the fan Dreadwing mode? We're doing a Dreadwing. We're doing a G2 Dreadwing or a RID Dreadwing.
Yeah.
Like, again, for anyone who doesn't know, there are 2 very well-known fan upgrade modes. And that would be, for classics, you can basically fiddle with classic Jetfire and classics Optimus Prime to make a weird combi thing. That was very popular at the time. And with this, people figured out a way to get the G2 Dreadwing mold in any of these, like G2 Dreadwing BB, or who was the last one? Smoke Jumper or Smoke Bomber?
Something like that.
It was the RID version, the military camo, and basically putting it on Armada Megatron for like a stupid upgrade mode. And they were great and dumb, and I would love if just like, yeah, we're releasing an official one, and that's the follow-on toy.
that'd be a nice throwback to the fans. That'd be cool. Yeah.
Anyway, Fans Hobby. I said Fan Toys earlier on, but I meant Fans Hobby. I think it's solid.
Cool. Hopefully they'll continue. Maybe they'll do some more of Armada, but I think it's more likely that they'll move on to the Superlink or the Energon leaders. Well, but it'd be nice if they hung around in Armada a little bit longer.
They have reveal they're doing Fatimus Prime, so...
That's true, yeah. So it looks like we're not going to be getting like Scavenger, Red Alert, or Wheeljack, or Cyclonus, or any of those boys. Not yet, at least. Maybe these sell really well, but who knows, right?
Yep.
Is it now you, Mr. Mikey? Do you want to tell us the
no,
next thing?
it is you.
It's me. Then let me tell you, Mikey, of X
No,
Transports.
it is me. You're wrong. I'm wrong. I'm confused. What is time? Dr. Boo.
All right, takes it away, Mike. What's the next story?
Fiendish Dr. Boo returns again. On their Rainbow account, they revealed the prototype for Sword Dancer, which is a G1 slam dance. The G1 tape combiner. So, these are going to be new cassettes which are designed to go with Netflix Siege Soundwave and are based, of course, on Grand Slam and Rain Dance. In this case, they're called Patriot Tank and Traveler Plane.
Cool
Patriot
names.
Tank and Traveler Plane. These are being released individually, so as DWE09 and DWE10.
Wait, why? Why are they but you need both of them. Why wouldn't you just put them in a pack together?
Yeah. Also, Slam Dance should go with Blaster. Also, was way more boring than Squawk Talk. Anyway, so they start out. They've already done Squawk Talk, I suppose, but that's their old one, from what I understand. So they are cassettes, standard cassette look, and they transform into a very odd-looking jet and a very chibi tank.
Yes.
And then they combine into a robot with a very odd head assembly. And when you put him next to the Squawk Talk they did, that looks better in my opinion, in terms of an aesthetic at least.
Was that a question?
Yeah, because it's I'm not super confident,
Okay.
but just because there is an entire boombox around his head covered in missiles, and it's just every time you turn his head. Also, he's got quite a skinny waist, and it looks like his back is quite bare. From the side shots, it looks like there's quite a gap in his back. I am not leaping over anything for these guys.
No, I mean, let's be honest. At least mine, and I'm assuming your perspective, Slam Dance and Rainmaker were never, at least for me, very cool. I will say, at least they've made the vehicle molds actually look kind of interesting. Yeah. I think both vehicles look like something out of Gridman, to be honest. That they would form what's his name? Xenon. Big Xenon?
Dinoxenon?
No, not Dinoxenon.
Oh,
what's his name?
What was that? Dinoxenon and Powered something? Powered Xenon.
Powered Xenon, yeah, we just need a drill tank. It looks like that team, because each of those look like the vehicles, at least from my eyes. But again, he forms together and he makes, a kind of meh, at least in my opinion, looking robot. So I wasn't expecting them to do anything super cool, but I do prefer the Squawk Talk and Beast Box look more. But I've always liked them more. Yeah, that's all I got there.
Yeah, it's kind of forgettable. Do you want to do the next one?
Yeah, I'll go on to the story I was going to take, which is the X Transbots MX-20 Zeus Asaurus. Rex. The famous dinosaur. It's going to be a masterpiece scaled, because of course it is. Deathsaurus, or Deathsaurus, depending what you want to say. It's going to be based off of the anime look, more so than the toy, from what I can tell.
Yeah, with some screenshots I think are based directly off of TF Wiki, to be completely honest.
Yeah, I think you might be right. He's going to stand 37 centimeters, or for you inch whores out there, 14.57. That's very specific. Inches tall. He's going to have both of his boob animal friends, his tiger boob and his eagle boob as well. It says breast, but I want to say boob because it's a funny word. Like Mikey's the boob master. We see him with a load of fucking faces. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are all CG renders, by the way, so, take with a grain of salt of how good they'll look. Comes with his big, I don't want to call it a scimitar, but he comes with this big sword, whatever kind of...
Shank. I'm calling it a shank.
It's not a shank. It's a lot bigger than a shank, but I'm, fair play.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea the kind of blade. This is not a sword that you'd use in reality.
This was a real type of sword. It was usually used for like, so most swords are used for stabbing or cutting. This was basically a bludgeon with a blade.
Not this proportions. That thing is
well,
way
not
too
this thin at the bottom, but
Yeah,
what they'd have
it's
like
so thin.
midway up, you'd have something like that, and then you basically just like it was for like splitting things in half.
Oh yeah. I looked at this one and meant that because I looked at how thin the blade gets as it gets to the handle. I'm like, yeah, you'd swing that and it'd just break at the handle. Good luck. He has his tail shield thing, of course. I like how they show an image of the tiger coming out first and the bird. Sorry, the tiger coming out second and the bird coming out first. I'm like, that's impossible. That can't happen.
Yeah.
Physics and all that jazz. They're going to be posable. Well, as much as the bird can be, it looks like the tiger thing's got some weird joints to make it be able to do all of its things. But yeah, I guess that's
so it can turn into a bow.
I don't know. To be honest, I think the joints are there at the very least to help him fold up to be as flat as possible.
Yeah,
can he turn into a bow? Maybe.
In the anime, it could. If this is anime, that's ours.
In the anime, though, didn't it turn into like a ridiculously huge brave bow, where the bow went from the ground to the sky?
I mean, I'll accept a slight modification to that idea.
Because I remember Dragon Kaiser did that, and I don't think it was as absurd as Dragon Kaiser's, or was it?
Oh god, no. No, I think it was like a regular bow, to be honest.
Was it? Okay, I wasn't sure, I couldn't remember. He also, it shows him doing weird purple taffy pulls, which I think
assuming
is meant to
that's
be lightning.
Yeah, like an energy thing.
It does look like taffy to me. It might not even be a real thing. It's hard to tell because, again, CG. It doesn't look like a great effect, and it's not entirely clear of how he'll hold it. It just seems to be floating. But we've got some ideas of the articulation of what they want to do. At the very least, we get an idea of what they want to do. See him in robot mode and chicken mode. Mikey, we've seen Deathzorize, a murder of Deathzaurus, in the past. What do you think of this iteration?
This is probably the most G1 style one, for want of a better term.
Mm-hmm.
I think overall it looks pretty solid. I think it looks pretty well put together. The Deathsaurus, I think, is like they're very much going anime accurate, and I think they've managed to capture that. The lightning effect is something that I think would probably look better if it wasn't badly photoshopped.
Yeah, if it's real, then we'll probably have a better feel on it, I'm sure.
Yeah. The sword I like, but it's like, okay, it's like anime proportions.
Yeah.
But the actual robot mode, he looks very posable. He's got good proportions, which is really important. There's clearly a bit of cheating going on with like the tiger head, because that's not the tiger head in robot mode. But I think that's really good. The biggest letdown for me are the faces.
Yeah, a lot of them, but not a lot of them are good.
Like I saw someone do a Photoshop with like more expressing like wider jaws or big like anime grin or something like that. And like he's got mild smirk, which I do like. He's got battle damage grimace, which I don't like. He's got open mouth yell, which is fine. He's got frown.
Is that what that one is?
He's got frown, and he's got frown with lips. He's got frown and pout frown.
To me, they're indistinguishable. They're so close to each other.
All you can see is like the little bit of lip out there. Like he's pursing his lips a little bit, and he's just like, Leozak, you didn't supposed to do that, Leozak. I'm not happy with you today, Leozak. Mm-hmm. And then he's got mildly open mouth, which is less outraged than other open mouth.
Yep.
And then he's got
smirk, smile,
whistle face.
Yeah, again, can't really tell. Maybe
put
in
your
reality,
lips together and blow face.
Maybe they'll look a little bit better again in reality, and we'll be able to discern the expression more easily than the CG render. But I don't know.
Well, like the way it looks to me is he's just going like Star Saber. Are you asleep yet? No, you're making noise.
Deathsaurus whistles on stream, clipped for YouTube.
Or he's trying to whistle, but he doesn't know how.
Yeah, I know.
One thing I'm really sorry we don't have is the cannon.
Yeah, his weed gun and flail,
and,
right?
Yeah, like I'd like either a gun or a flail or both.
Mm.
In one, but like the fact we don't have like even even if you don't want to go like his toy accessories in the anime, he has like this big fuck off cannon at one point, which I always really liked, and of course like he has a big ball and chain, which wasn't attached to a gun in the show, and yeah, I am now absolutely convinced. This is based off of some of these shots are based off, and accessories are based off of TF Wiki screenshots, because the lightning one is almost identical in terms of posing to a scene from the opening, which is on TF Wiki. If I get it up here, is this it? No, that's something you were never meant to see. I'm going to link you the link because for some reason it's not letting me copy and paste it. It's not important. I'm not going to bother. But yeah, so I'm really convinced it's based on the wiki now. Okay. But I like him. I would say I'm still more into the Planet X one, the really stylized semi-IDW one.
Yeah.
I'm still more into him, but I do think this guy looks fairly decent.
Yeah, I can't remember what the other ones looked like, to be honest, apart from the the Mastermind one, which was very, very IDWE. And
never released.
What?
The IDW one has never come out. The Planet X one came out, which is kind of like IDW meets stylized dragon, but the Mastermind Creation one is still on pre-order everywhere.
Really? Oh my god! I never thought that came out. That's been on for ages, right?
I'm assuming it never officially got cancelled.
Oh, but it must have been.
I am almost certain.
It's weird. Okay.
So I guess if you do want Deathsaurus, you now have like stylized NG1.
Yeah, maybe another one if we forgot, but I think we talked about them all in the past at the very least. So, all right, Mikey, do you want to take us on to some PP?
Yeah, new group, PPL Toys.
And
I googled them, and I think I got a result that they'd made other things, but I don't. People Toys. That's not what I'm looking for. PPL Toys. Apparently, they've done some stuff before, but. It's like some soft toys, I think. So PPL, they're new to the Transformers crowd. They're bringing out their first product, which is a PPL 01 OP Warrior, which is a G1 Optimus model kit, scaled about deluxe size. I saw a video review of this during the week by a guy who does like stop motion promos for third parties and things like that. This is going to come completely painted. So you will not know stickers or anything else. Will have a lot of flat things that you can highlight and panel line and stuff like that. But it's like there's no painting of any details or anything else. Comes with a stand. Accessories include 5 extra hands, a gun, a couple of blast effects, jetpack, an unpainted matrix, and a see-through axe. Pretty standard. The review was more about showing off how sturdy it was, and it did look like a pretty sturdy kit. He belted it a couple of times, and it didn't like go out of the way. It's got some solid basic posability, bit of an ab crunch, good knees, slightly better than I was going to say slightly better than 90 degrees, but no, they're full double jointed, and double jointed elbows. His aesthetic isn't something I like. Like his head's too big relative to his body. And yeah, like I think it looks decent. I'm just like, is it decent enough for me to risk a third-party model kit?
Well, here's the thing. I wonder how it feels in the hand. Does it feel like a Kotobukiya, like you've said in the past, which is a bit of a situation? Sometimes. Mixed bag. Sometimes, yeah. Or does it feel like a Bandai one, or does it feel... much worse or better. Who knows?
Looking at it, just like looking at the plastic, I would say it's more on the Kotobukiya side of things.
Potentially,
that plastic has that certain softness to it.
Yeah.
Anyway, we see it like in scale pictures here. Like we see it next to the Trumpeter Bumblebee model kit, and we see it next to Studio Series Jazz and Hot Rod, and the Voyager Earthrise Optimus. And Classic G1 Optimus, and another, what I'm assuming are other model kits that I'm not familiar with.
Where are the other ones? I don't see the images of it next to other model kits.
These are like third-party Optimuses that do transform. Okay, they do. Just like weird. I thought one was a model kit there for a second.
No.
Except one has a molded Autobot emblem, so that's not third-party. That's official, but it looks absolute shite.
Is it the RID one?
Like, oh god,
not the RID. What's it called? The red line one. Is it the red one?
Yeah, you know what? You're right. It's the red.
Yay!
It's the red. Yeah,
you heard it
right.
here first, Mike. Guys, Mikey said I was right for a change.
So yeah, it's about deluxe scale, maybe a bit sort of in between Hot Rod and Jazz. I am a model kit guy these days, and I am interested on the principle of having something to build, but especially since this is going to be third party and more expensive, then probably I think it'll be worth. I'd say you're still better off if you want G1 Optimus to get the Flame Toys kit.
But I do hear, Mikey, you have been dying for yet another Optimus Prime figure.
I mean, there aren't enough. There aren't enough.
It's true. Especially G1.
Yeah, and there's so few of them.
It's true.
Why, in God's name, can't we just do an animated one?
If I got all of the different varieties of Optimus Prime, even if it was just G1 and we include third party and I poured them onto a child, they might suffocate.
And if you got all the different varieties of Optimus Prime and poured them onto a child, you could build a house around it.
It's
like
true.
It would serve as a foundation. You'd never see that child again.
That's fine. Sacrifices.
Yeah. Also, pre-painted, so be careful if you do get it and cutting, and don't accidentally scratch any paint or anything like that.
Careful of your nib marks.
Yeah, nubs are evil. Nubs are sent by the devil, as was my crappy file that I need to replace.
Was your file a metal one or was it a nail one?
I've got both, and I've just worn it down.
Oh my god.
I also have multiple grains, and I've worn all of them down too, except
God.
Except for the really harsh one, which I can't use because it will destroy the plastic.
Yep.
But yeah, still have the F90 to build actually. But I'm kind of I appreciate it for existing.
Sure.
Don't necessarily ever want one.
I could say that's a fair assessment. I wouldn't rush for a third party model kit. I never would. But it's nice that it is alive, I guess. I just don't care that it's Optimus Prime again. I would wait, personally for me, if I was inclined, which I'm not, I would definitely want to see more reviews on it or more people talking about it before I, even touched it. You get me?
Yep.
Yeah. Shall I take us on, Mikey?
Yep.
We are going to the world of Japan, where we've seen fun images of Takara Masterpiece MP55, Nightbird, Shadow. Nightbird. Is it Shadow the legend name? Or the Japanese name?
I think it's Nightbird Shadow is a Japanese name.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, so we got to see the accessory kit, which includes one blaster, one other blaster. They are different. 2 shurikens, one leg holster, I think that is. Her 2 swords from the Legends toy. Her 2 sai. 2
based off the Legend again, I'd say.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I don't think she had them before. We have 3 blast effects. I assume they vary from which guns can use them and which ones can't. And then we have the 2 lightsabery thingamabobs, which I definitely remember she did use. And she has one alternate face as well, which isn't really that alternate, but is sort of alternate. She is not angry, she is surprised. And it seems that we don't actually see the original face with this feature, but I'm assuming it has this as well. You can pull off the faceplate, and it will. She needs a peg, and the peg goes into the mouth, and the mouth is a pog face, to put it simply. Yep. And there's also apparently a little anime drip on her cheek as well, which I wouldn't say is. I didn't see that as an anime drip. But when Mikey said it, I went, okay, that's what they were going for. I don't think that was executed super well, but it's to emulate the one panel from one of the Legends comics.
One of the early Legends, actually, before they went completely insane.
Yeah, and it was all when it was black and white as well, rather than couleur.
Couleur. Which suddenly makes the weapons make a lot more sense.
How so?
Because these are the weapons that came with the Legends figure.
Yeah. Yeah,
and had nothing to do with Nightbird in any version of her in any media.
Because let's be fair, Nightbird didn't have much, because believe it or not, the one episode she popped into didn't leave for a lot of character growth or even character moments.
Yep, she was made by Dr. Fujiyama, the famous scientist, and that's really where it ended.
Yeah, no, Megatron corrupted her, and she almost beat the Autobots.
And then for years, people were convinced that she and Megatron were dating.
No, they weren't convinced. They were wishing. Two different things, because she was put on ice, basically. But yeah, this is... What do you think of the accessories, Mikey, and the look of the Pog face, or the surprise face, or the other kind of face you want to say?
Yeah, also the name comes from the Legends figure.
Yes.
Where they called it Nightbird Shadow.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't mean you have to, though, of course.
I do, because this is no longer a G1 toy.
Oh, don't say that to people that get mad.
This is now relevant to life and important and good.
Mikey,
this now matters.
People in the audience might think I'm making fun and being like, people won't get mad at this. People will get mad at this because this is having fun, I guess.
Yeah, joy has happened, and they hate me for that apparently. And now I want a Megatron with a tie. Please re-release. What number was it? MP28. I want to say.
Did they? I don't think they... No, wait.
No, they need to. I want them to do it now.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
MP36. Please release MP36 with a tie. Don't need any other accessories, just a tie.
No, sorry, the reason I was saying no was because I was trying to remember if or when they did a new Masterpiece Megatron. I was like, did they? Is it still not people using number 3? And then I was like, okay, no, they did.
No, Andy, that was many years ago.
Yeah, I was like, was there another one? Because to be fair, we've seen Optimus, we've seen MP10... like 3 billion times. We've only seen one release of that Megatron.
Yeah, well, no, there was a couple, because there was like the toy version and the gold version or something like that.
I don't remember.
Yeah, because there was one with a different face to give him more like the toy look. It was weird.
Again, I couldn't bury a child in the Masterpiece 10 redos of Megatron.
You can stop trying to bury children, Andy.
It's a point prover, though.
Why?
It's a point. They made good foundation. We just talked about this.
Stop burying children.
Better than concrete.
Stop that. Anyway, I've said it before. I've said it on Twitter this week, and I'll say it again. Legends has been my favorite fiction to come out of Transformers in the last 5-6 years.
Best G1 fiction.
It's so much fun, and I know a lot of people, especially people who have no experience of anime and basically just see some fan art and everything else and decide that's what anime is. Basically went, oh no, they've given Chromia boobs. This is the worst thing that ever happened. And I get it. I 100% understand it, but I do not agree. And that got left behind pretty quick. Because it went on to just being lunacy, and then people went, oh no, Mega Empress, and I was just like, Mega Empress is my god, and you will not besmirch her. And it
Still
just
on the Christmas list for this year, Mikey?
Every year, my friend, every year. And it just became this wonderful, joyful, insane, referential, funny, goofy, lunatic experience that I utterly loved. Gave me one of my favorite Megatrons and made me want to buy that really not great looking green Ratchet from the Japanese Beast Hunters line. Oh yeah, that's Go Ratchet, because now that's Mayor Megatron. It's true. So I'm like, I thought it was weird that the swords were being included and the scythes were being included, and now just this. And like, it makes such a difference to the face mask version as well, giving out his face. Well, and also like, it couldn't really reference any other face because she never takes her mask off any other time.
No, that's the only time.
But it makes such a difference because like suddenly her like the robe, because like regular one has generic like angle eyes, I are evil, and suddenly like she's like, what, me? No, what? Like, she looks like she slipped in a banana while trying to stab Six-Shot in the back, which happened. Because she's from the Ninja Clan. And I really like her, and she kicks RC's ass as she did before. And
that's the thing, like, I didn't care about getting the RC Masterpiece figure. I don't know how well that was reviewed by people, but I'm like looking at this going, I do like Legends Nightbird.
Yeah, and it's such a nice thing to have this kind, like, because I suppose, like, in Japan, this is the main Nightbird now. Good. That's the thing, like, she's been in way more fiction.
Yeah.
She's had more toys.
Yeah, definitely.
What did we have? We had nothing, as far as I know, actually. No. I'm so pleased. I'm so pleased.
I did see some people being concerned that it was a dick sucking face, which I was like, wow, that definitely tells you a lot about what you're thinking.
One, I was looking at RC's faces earlier on, and one, they're kind of falling into the Deathsaurus, closed mouth, open mouth, wider mouth, and that last face on her would be more dick sucking face, and also
Damn.
Without being too weird, if you think that's what a face looks in the middle of oral sex, you clearly haven't had it. That was mean. That was meaner than I meant it to be. But no, that's a panel of her looking like anime shocked and going like, oh,
yeah.
Fuck, I forgot something.
Now, will people use it as a dick-sucking face for pictures? Yeah, probably.
Oh yeah, like there's a reason.
That's not Takara's fault.
No, that's Fans Toys' fault for putting the idea in people's heads. I mean, I'd use it if I had the Fecker. I'd use it with Revoltech Woody, as I would use Revoltech Woody with all toys.
Nightmare.
But as he'd just be like looming behind her and just be like her oh shit face.
Oh yeah.
But no, it's not a blowjob face, and. Nope. Please stop buying those dolls. Real people exist. Yeah, certainly my favorite night. Like, I really like it. I really like it. I really like the original retool into Nightbird from the Legends figure, the one that was from the Thrilling 30, which is still, in my opinion...
Why would you buy RC when you could buy Nightbird instead?
And also,
came with more weapons.
It's the best RC toy as well. It just is. I haven't handled the Masterpiece. It's certainly the best retail one, because most RC toys are not great.
Oh, you know what's the shame? I don't think they did a Nightbird version of Ocular Max RC, did they? Which was the best looking RC that we had.
Yeah, that was the bit, like, world. They did the murder face one, which I still would love, but no, they never did that.
Shame.
Yep. But I really, really like this. I'm so happy. Like, it's nice someone makes something for me.
out of it's been so many years, so many years. Mikey, do you want to tell us about a thing that's been made for you as well?
Is it?
No.
So HasLab are still around.
Good. Well, that's good.
They're HasLabbing it up.
Oh damn. Okay.
HasLab will travel. So HasLab has had some follow-ups to last week's news. So in addition to France, Australia, New Zealand, and America and Canada and the UK, we now have purchase options or pre-order options for Mexico, Ireland, Spain, and Germany. So that isn't too bad at all. The Mexican website is offering it for 4,999 pesos, which is about $254. Xavi is handling the European sales, and Spain, Ireland, Germany, all of them same price, and they are 210, and they are due shipping around winter 2022. So it is definitely going more international. I don't think Australia has had anything yet. New Zealand, oh no, they have. Australia and New Zealand have both had some. So I think it would be like Africa and somewhere like South Africa, Kenya, place like that, and then a Chinese option and a Japanese option, and like Indian and Russian as well. But I don't know how they actually handle. And Middle East. I don't know how those countries handle their sales. I don't think it's going to be Xavi, so I don't know what their options are, and I don't know if TFW will announce it. Shut up. Also, like, South America's not getting any, apparently. But
well, fuck you, I guess.
I'm kidding. I'm sure, like, they'll get an option, because Andrew Griffith's down in Peru, and they've got to give him a chance at least. But yeah, they are clearly having learned from the fact that people held off ordering Unicron, or they nearly lost out on Unicron orders internationally because they didn't give, international options early.
Sure, yep.
And they nearly lost Unicron because of it, to be blunt. So not a bad idea. The HasLab, where's it at in terms of crowdfunding at the moment? Currently sitting at 5,723 backers out of 11,000, with about 40 days ago.
Oh, okay.
So I think we're going to have a drop off now. 35 days. Sorry, we're gonna have a drop off now, and then probably like the last 10 days it'll skyrocket again. Because
that's how they always kind of work. Always.
Yeah, I'm really expecting this to get funded. I'll be very surprised if it doesn't.
Same. I mean, we live to be surprised, but it would be a shame if it didn't get funded.
So yeah, also the prototype images have come out again, and these are, instead of CG ones, these are hand prototypes, so we get to see the various characters. We get to see back shots as well. The backs look remarkably clean on both.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised.
And we also, the prototypes were on a display at Fan Expo Boston, which gave some more shots, and like it was Victory Leo, and for the most part, and then I think they took off Victory, or it was Victory Saber for the most part, and at one point they took off Victory Leo to show the back. But hey, Victory Saber looks as convincing as he ever did, with his weird Sentai feet. But any new thoughts on this from these, or is it just like cool options are there?
Yeah, it's just it's nice the options are there. It's good to know that, you know, some people are going to be able to buy the figure. That's always a plus. But apart from that, yeah, you know, cool.
In that case, take us on.
All right, let me tell you, Mikey, we saw some reveal, singular, of the Studio Series 77. Are we really up that high? Oh my god. It's the Nest Bimblebee. He's been revealed. So what is Bimblebee? Bimblebee is when he turned into the Nest Hound truck, which I don't remember him doing.
No, the Nest Hound truck. Well, like he...
What's this
turned into the Jeep in Bumblebee, which was... He's based off the Bumblebee Jeep in grey. And they had Jeeps which were grey.
Okay.
But he never turned into one.
So this is brand new. Because he also seems to come with a faceless human who might be Sam Witwicky, but who knows?
Which, again, this Bumblebee never met and will never meet because God exists.
Yeah, everything about this set seems weird. Like, it was from a deleted scene that nobody saw. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't love it. I think the color scheme is obviously kind of dull. It looks like it's a retool of... I could be wrong. It looks to me like a retool from one of the other World War II or World War I Bumblebees. We got
it's a retool of a Camaro Bumblebee, I think.
Is it? Oh, okay.
I think so. I'm not sure, but I know it's a retool of something.
It's nice that he turns into the Hound, I guess, but if this isn't from the movie, we've got a faceless Sam Witwicky.
Yeah, and
I don't see the point in it.
You've got a yellow one already if you want the movie one.
Yeah. I mean, maybe there are some people out there who will see this and who will like it, but I think even Bumblebee fans will generally go, he doesn't turn into a bug, doesn't turn into a Camaro-ish thing, and he's not fucking yellow.
Yeah, he's like, nothing about this happened.
No. He is in movie colours, though. This is like 90% of the cast of the movie colours.
And hey, he also comes with Sam.
Yes, everyone's favourite.
Yay! Who is listed as Spike, I think. Is he? No. TFW has called him Spike, but I'm just reading through the description here. Backdrop to showcase Nest Bumblebee in the Canyon attack scene. He didn't look like this in the Canyon attack scene.
I was going to say, when did that happen? Post your evidence.
Reimagined as a Nest Jeep.
Oh, so it is from the attack scene, but it's reimagined.
To protect the Allspark from the Allspark. What?
No.
That wasn't in the movie.
Mikey, it's reimagined. It
wasn't
reimagined.
in the movie.
Yeah, that's why it's reimagined.
Wasn't in the movie.
Yeah, that's why it's reimagined, because it's been reimagined. Like,
no, they're trying to link Bumblebee to the original movies. I won't allow it.
It's I don't see why anybody would want this.
I don't. The thing is, it really does just look like someone turned the saturation down.
It does, yeah.
I'm not a fan.
No, I think it would have just looked better if he was yellow. Like, he would have looked like Bumblebee. Maybe he could have done some cool thing with, like, brown splats of poop to look like dirt was on him.
How does the original one look? Because I don't remember. Jeep, no idea. Studio Series Jeep Bumblebee. Let's see if it looks better. That's a car. That's okay. I'll be honest. The Jeep doesn't look great, but it looks like Bumblebee.
Okay, well, that's something. That is something. Anything else to say on that, Mikey?
Not really.
All right, I'll take the next two as well because they're kind of toy reveals and they're quite quick. We got a possible look at Kingdom Slammer. And that's not just what he's called on the nights, ladies. He is the tank.
Hey?
Because he's a slammer. He's a slammer. He's the tank guy who wasn't a transformer. He was just a little drone tank that came with Metroplex? Metroplex.
Yeah, I believe Metroplex.
Yeah. If this is the figure, he looks a little bit on the awkward side if this is transformed correctly, which is who fucking knows, right?
I was going to say, who's he a retool of?
I don't know. It doesn't look like anyone. He's got this really bizarre joint in his chest.
Yeah, I assumed he was a retool of one of the combat guys.
He's new.
Wait, I'm gonna scroll down. Keep talking. I'm scrolling.
Yeah. He seems to have oh no, the hands are turned inward, so we can't actually see what the hands look like. It looks like it's one of those pull-apart figures, like Mikey said, is like a 6-gun or something like that. Very white, as you would expect. He has a face. It's their attempt of making a slammer into a robot who never was. So this is what they decided to go for. There's no real information on this apart from he's the thing. What do you think of the thing? So Mikey, here's the thing. What do you think of the thing? I don't like it.
I'm not in love.
No?
I'm not in love, if I'm honest.
What's love got to do with it, Mikey?
It has proportional issues. It has structural issues.
Oh, the yellow Jeep does look better. You sent me the image. It does look better.
I'm not loving it.
Again, it might be one of those things of it's not transformed correctly, so we don't have the best look at it. But I don't like its color scheme because it is just white, a dark gray, and a whiter gray, and that's about it. And then he's got a blue visor, and it's like, okay, not for me.
No, he's not really doing it for me, unfortunately.
Also, making a figure to go along with Metroplex, who came out a long time ago at this point. I don't know.
It's nice if they want to go we're going completionist, I suppose, but
I'd rather get a 3D printed tank, though, because that's what Slammer was.
Yeah.
Or you get Slammer who can transform and maybe make a part that looks that helps Metroplex look like a fucking city. That would help, because that's what Metroplex needed. He needed to look like a fucking city instead of a mess.
Now he looked like a guy lying down.
Yes, that's what I said. A mess.
I lie also down. I am that guy who's just like city. Yes.
Yeah,
city.
that was the attempt. Oh, I can't remember when I saw it, but I saw it either last week or 2 weeks ago or longer, where someone had repainted I think Metroplex and Fort Max pure gold, and they had them transform, and it looked like when they transformed it, I think they modified the transformation somehow. They made it look like from above. They made it look like the city, the Autobot city from the movie, which was actually pretty cool.
Not a bad idea, actually.
Yeah, it worked quite well.
I'm just looking here. I think is he this? It's very difficult to tell. So I think he might be a redo. At least in part of Airwave. Mm-hmm. But it's not sure. It could be a new mold.
Might be.
I'd be a little surprised, but sure.
I like to surprise you, Mikey. Keeps you on your toes. Oh, yes. Right. Well, Mr. Mikey, oh, no, there's one more. I was going to leave off. Transformers Kingdom, Road Rage, the lady who hates the road, angry all the time. Yep. It is, we see a 360 image of what she looks like. It looks like Trax with a new head and with a different color scheme. Yep, exactly what you think. The price of it, if you wondered, is going to be $22.99. If you're American, probably going to be $22.99 if you're English, and it's going to be £50 if you're Australian, I assume. This is going to be a Target Red Card exclusive, whatever the fuck that means. So
never heard of that. Never heard of that in my life.
Obviously, it's a Target thing, but does that mean it's a web-only thing? Or does
Or,
that
like-
mean it's like in a special
I
section
know
of the store?
Target has like a weird card membership thing.
Is it like the Tesco's club card?
I don't know. I think it might be like get exclusive deals rather than get points off, but I'm not sure.
That's weird. That almost sounds like what I remember the gold card membership for House of Fraser was.
Oh god, that's gone back a day or two.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Long time ago. But yeah, Mikey, what do you think of Road Rage? Did she look mad? I think we talked about this before, right?
She looks sad.
Yeah, she's not angry, which is kind of that's a bummer. Again, no real expression. It's
No,
something
she's just
that I
kinda
wish me and you have said. Why are they not sculpting expression into their toys anymore?
Yeah.
Why?
I like her better than Trax. But in general, I like how Road Rage looks in general compared to Trax anyway.
Trax is going to be hurt when he hears this from me, you know?
Good, he should try harder.
Oh, Jesus.
I think she looks decent. I think like just the proportions work a little better for her, and I like the head sculpt in general. I wish it did something. I hear people are complaining about the Trax mold. I haven't seen why. But I also think like she looks better with the big flame Autobot symbol on the car mode. But yeah, I'm not like flipping at a table and going like, oh my god, it's an amazing tour. But I just think it looks fun enough, but not fun enough that I'm actually going to go out my way to try and get it. Like, do you feel differently?
Not really. I've never been a big Road Rage stand. So it's just like and it's also the Trax mold, which just kind of looks So it's like, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'm not sold on it, to be honest. It's just it looks okay. Mikey, do you want to take us on to?
Yeah.
Well, I guess you could do the last two bits of news. It's fairly in and out.
First one is since we didn't actually talk about this the first time, I'll give a little bit of detail. There is a Kickstarter currently going on by Eagle Moss, I believe, Hero Collector, offering a Transformers Generation 1 chess set. So this is a 32-piece chess set which comes with a 272-page character guidebook. They are currently looking for a goal up on Kickstarter of $300,000. So these are going to be 6-inch figures, or 6-inch. Well, actually, it's more like a 4-inch figure on a 2-inch box, and they'll represent like Autobots, Decepticons representing different chess pieces. The Autobots that are going to be included are Optimus and Lita for the King and Queen, Ultra Magnus and Grimlock for the Bishop, Hot Rod, Springer for the Knights, Ironhide and Ratchet for the Rook, and for Pawn, RC, Bluestreak, Bumblebee, Jazz, Prowl, Sideswipe, Sunstreaker, and Wheeljack. And then on the other side, it's going to be Megatron and Starscream, and Starscream's the Queen. That's a joke. Skywarp and Thundercracker is Bishop, which also means they're... Oh, no, I just realized they're doing repaints. Shockwave and Soundwave for the Knights, Astrotrain and Blitzwing for the Rooks, and the Pawns are Brawl, Frenzy, Laserbeak, Ravage, Rumble, Scrapper, Shrapnel, and Thrust. Thrust. Okay. And also, there'll be a custom board with Autobot and Decepticon logos. And stretch goals are... the first stretch goal is a Galvatron replacement for the King, and they just announced a Kickstarter exclusive Wreck-Gar, who will be a Knight. Now, this wasn't really noteworthy in any way, but I wanted to mention this because this is going to fail.
Oh my god, Mikey, no! Why are you hating?
Because they are at 177 backers.
No.
19 days ago.
No.
82,000 earned, which also means like the backers are probably like businesses and stuff like that. But so 82,000 out of 300,000, only 177 backers. They'd need a lot of people coming in that last 10 days.
Yeah, they'll come in the last 10 days. It's guaranteed. 100%.
And also, this is prohibitively expensive to buy. Like, if you want to, like, I did a blink because they said, like, hey, if you back the actual chess set, if you want to get the chess set, because you can get a chess piece, but not the chess set. But if you want to get the chess set, you can get it for as little as $20 per figure.
Damn, bitch.
There's 32 of them.
Damn.
So these are the pledge levels. So if you want to pledge and just not get anything and just show your support, $10. Nothing seems wrong with that at all, does it, Andy?
No, it's fine. I'm keeping quiet because I'm so impressed by it.
Yeah, $10 or more, you get an exclusive pin, which looks so cheap. It's a Megatron Optimus one. $50, right? $50.
Mm-hmm.
Optimus Prime chess set. Or chess piece, rather.
Okay.
$600 is the next level. For reference, there are 24 backers on the pin, 26 backers on the Optimus, and 12 backers on the chess set. On the actual chess set. So $600 you get the chess set with a book.
Okay.
$650 you get a chess set and Galvatron. $700 you get a chess set and Galvatron and Rodimus. That's it. They don't
It's so cool.
They don't do any levels in there like pay the $50 and get a Megatron or a Soundwave or a Grimlock or a Starscream or pick a character or something like that.
Okay.
That would be sensible, wouldn't it? Say like, what if I'm into this and I like Decepticons? What if I'm into this and I want to play a game of chess, but I want to be able to afford my rent?
Well, too fucking bad, cheapo. Get a real job.
Like,
Lol.
I think, like, from what I understand, they use a lot of metal in their pieces. Eagle Moss, I was just looking through some of their stuff earlier on. And, like, they're going to say, like, the thing is, these don't look that good.
No, they look really cheap. You know what they kind of remind me of a little bit? It's maybe this is excessive. They remind me of, do you remember, or did you ever see the chess set that was made for the first movie that was released in Toys R Us? And they were all like gold or silver.
I vaguely remember something like that.
Yeah, they were cheap. I'll see if you can keep talking. I'll see if I can find you the image.
Yeah, I think this is not great. Not great at all. And the fact that, hey, do you want to pay... You can't even get Galvatron and Rodimus on their own. You have to pay $700 to get Rodimus.
Everyone loves Rodimus. Do they love him for $700?
I don't know. People bought the bloody Commander toy, so who knows? But
Jesus.
Oh god, no. Like, the only way this will succeed if some businesses go in, and I can honestly say, if you can sell these, if you're a business and you bought these, I would love to know how long it takes to sell your stock. Because how many people are going to come in with that kind of cash looking for this specific a product?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I can't think... I don't... Like, I imagine if you're into chess, you might have a connection with Transformers.
And novelty chess sets sell all the time.
I have found something that might tickle your pickles, meaning your penis.
Oh, God, I do remember this. This looked terrible.
That's not the thing that will tickle Mikey's penis, by the way. I've seen a Jurassic Park chess collection with 32 highly detailed plastic chess pieces.
If you're about to say, like, it's $700, I'm going to kill you.
It's a little bit less than that, thankfully.
$400.
It's a little bit less than that.
$399.
It's still a little bit less than that. It's like...
It's Amazon. It'll probably be more expensive.
You can actually afford this, Mikey, and you won't die by buying one set. You could actually buy quite a few of these sets.
Oh, wow. That's actually a price.
Yes,
more about sculpt than anything else, but...
It's £45 and 2p, which seems like a reasonable price. Can you get more expensive chess sets? Sure, you can get ones made out of wood, and they're highly sculpted, and they're a big, beefy boy set. And you kind of expect that. But you look at these Transformer ones, at least from my perspective, I look at them and I don't see the value there, personally. Maybe you do, but I would suggest you just spend £45 and just get a Jurassic Park one instead.
Yeah, and these sculpts look better as well, to be honest.
They're not painted.
No,
which is a thing.
Yourself.
But
more fun.
Boom.
Like, oh god, like...
You know what they should have done for this chess set, Mikey?
Poses. That's the thing. Like, they are the most gormless, basic. Like, Megatron is doing a fist lift. I don't like it.
Yeah, the Jurassic Park one's not good. Not bad. Rexy is doing the turnaround as the sign drops. Raw.
Yep.
Dilophosaurus is doing the I'm gonna spit my goo at you, Dennis Nedry. Yeah. Brachiosaurus is doing the I'm going to eat a tree and everyone's going to be impressed. Do.
I'm going to do the basic summary of my life and people are going to praise me for it.
I'm going to eat food. Stunning. So brave.
Beautiful. So brave.
You know what they should have really done? I would have liked one side to have been the dinosaurs and the other side to have been the humans.
Actually, yeah. Oh god, I actually like that idea.
Yeah, it's really dumb. Like, for the pawns, maybe you do something really bad, like you have them as the vehicles.
Kim. No, Tim.
Oh, Tim. Oh my god. Tim is all of the pawns.
Yep, you throw Tim to the wolves.
Oh my god. I kind of like the idea it's the little Jeeps, or the little Wranglers.
No, I like the idea that all the pawns are the kid characters.
Oh my god. There's only 2 kids, though, thankfully.
Well, but like, you expanded, Andy. You do Tim and Lex. You do What's-Her-Face from Lost World. You do the fucking immortal child from the first one, from Jurassic Park 3.
Oh, yeah.
What was his name?
I don't remember, you know.
I remember your one screaming it over a megaphone. So that's 4. And then
you do the kids in the gyrospheres.
Yeah, that's 2. And then you've got the girl from Fallen Kingdom. And I'm sure there'll be another girl or boy in the new one, so that'll be 8.
Well, there you go. We've got the pawns set up, guys.
Yep.
Nice.
Throw the children to the wolves.
Well, like we see, we've already found a better thing.
Yeah. So spend your money on that, not this.
Yeah.
Last bit of news, just very quick. Transformers Generation 1 Season 2 is now available for streaming via Hasbro Pulse YouTube channel, the one that they suddenly started using. So, in the last couple of days, they uploaded Season 2, 49 episodes. So, Season 1 in the wrong order, and Season 2 presumably still in the wrong order, but it's Season 2, so no one cares.
I care.
No, it doesn't. Andy, it's Season 2.
I lied. I don't care.
But yeah. What is the order of Season 2, Andy?
You called my bluff, Mikey. How did you do that?
Yeah, just get the... Hang on, I was going to say, like, do you have to fix anything? Like, okay, you have to get the combiners in an episode before you do, like, their feature episode. You have to give the combiner... okay, so... I'm just double-checking to see, like, it's not a case of, like, they've shoved, Abominus's, like... Or not Abominus, like, Bruticus, like... Bruticus and Starscream before they introduced the Combaticons. They probably have... No, they didn't. Starscream Brigade and Revenger Bruticus are not in the wrong order.
Yay!
Miracles!
Well, that's something.
But hey, yeah. If you want to watch some G1 for free, it's up there on YouTube, and I don't think they can add ads to it because it's for kids.
Guys, you achieved the bare minimum.
Yep. Season 3 will be next, presumably, and then they'll never put up Season 4.
Yay! Kill me.
Bit strong. So yeah, that's the news really this week, Andy.
Pretty much, yeah. That's us all done and dusted, Mikey. I guess I'm gonna pick you up, throw you off the cliff, and bury you in a pile of toys, and ask you what you've been up to this week, Mikey. What you done? Did you say Yago?
No, I said Nahalo, which
I
is
thought
in
you
the
said
same context.
Yago. Yeah, it's true.
So yeah, my week has been kind of nuts. And will continue to be kind of nuts going ahead. So my big plan over the last couple of weeks to do the big anime catch up never really happened because my life is just like, now things happening.
You need to fix that, Mikey.
Yeah, I want to watch cartoons. I might try and watch some tonight before I go to sleep because Gundam Info just put up all of Iron Blooded Orphans and sub up on YouTube.
Ah, nice.
So I really don't have a lot of excuses anymore. But yeah, I did manage to watch Kobayashi this week, and it was another episode with a lot of giggles and then character development, and then how the hell do they keep doing these action scenes? This is not an action series, but the action scenes are so good.
It's what we call flexing, Mikey.
Yeah, that's a fucking flex. It's just like, hey buddy, see all those other action shows you're watching? Sure be a shame if someone made them look like shit.
Mm-hmm.
While doing a lesbian dragon.
Oh my god.
be a bit rough, wouldn't it? Oh, there we go. We've surpassed you with gays.
Oh my god, we did it.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm still enjoying the story and it's still fun. Prime, I'm up to middle of season 2. This is where you have to accept that Prime structures its stories around MacGuffin hunts because they don't super care about the plot as much as they care about characters.
Mm-hmm. You still finding it okay though?
Oh no, still excellent. Still, it's not okay, Andy. It's excellent.
Because that's the thing. It's like if you can get that part past that, you're good. Because
I remember,
I get some people couldn't.
I remember when the TFW review was going on, like that broke. I think GOG. that and how Mech was handled, and I like how Mech was handled, which is different. But
in terms of what I can't remember what the bad
what
thing
happened with
about Mech
Silas
was.
and Breakdown.
Oh, it was neat. I thought it was neat.
Yeah, but he didn't like a lot of aspects of it. But
I
and,
think
like,
it was maybe a shame that like it ended so quickly. I guess
I
could accept that.
During the week, I didn't notice. They were planning originally to have Breakdown do a full-on permanent side switch.
Yeah, because that would have been neat if Nest could have not Nest. Fuck, what Mech? If Mech could have still been the third faction, that would have been quite nice instead of them wrapping it up.
But yeah, Breakdown was killed off because they were told they had to get rid of a voice actor because they were bringing in Tony Todd.
Yeah,
and Adam Baldwin was the most expensive guy they had, really.
Which makes sense.
And it's really, it's also very strange sometimes to see people get annoyed about Prime Breakdown because it turned out Adam Baldwin was a prick in real life. And I make a very strong disconnect between, unless they do something absolutely like, I'm not really comfortable watching a lot of Kevin Spacey movies, for instance, or watching certain streamers anymore after this week, which is really disappointing. But like, if it just turns out like someone's an idiot with an unpleasant opinion or does some really dumb fucking shit, it doesn't reflect the media to me. Or, like, they are not their characters. They are a different person altogether. But, so, like, I love Breakdown. Breakdown was amazing, and I would have loved to have seen him turn good, but I thought his death was great. And the Arachnid is terrifying, and the characters are all great, and Miko is in that season 2, the first half of season 2, where they had no idea what to do with her.
Yeah, she just kind of lingers about, doesn't she?
Yeah, until Hardshell comes in.
Yeah, true.
And then they basically save her from the scrappy pile, I believe the term is called.
Is that
but
okay.
Yep, because she was referencing Scrappy Doo, who everyone hated.
No.
So yeah, it's still a great show. It's got that aspect that you really do have to accept, and it's going to make story choices that you don't like, but so does every show. And yeah, I love the clone episode where Bulkhead murders Starscream.
Oh, that one. Yeah, that
beating
was a
him
really
to death.
cool one. Yeah, that was neat.
And they have a really funny, really dark ending. And Megatron murders multiple Starscreams as having like the best day of his life. Also remove the Arachnid from the story in a it but yeah,
I'm shocked they never did a comic adaptation of that, of just Megatron on a pile of dead Starscream bodies.
It reminded me of the animated episode where Starscream's come back and he's immortal, and like he keeps on trying to get Megatron, and Megatron kills him over and over and over again. And you just get the feeling Megatron is just like, I mean, he keeps dying, but I'm just going with it because I'm having fun.
Yeah, I wonder. Like, he can have fun murdering the same person over and over again. I accept that. I can relate. At what point does it become tedious where you're like, all right, this has gone past fun. I'm on to kill 500 now. I just want to do something else. I want to sit down and throw Gary off the
why
the
isn't
plane.
he dead?
Yeah. Well, hopefully that should be at number 3.
At least 2, I'd say.
Yeah, like 2, you're going to raise an eyebrow and go, I don't think Starscream could have got away this quickly.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're still enjoying it, though. That's good.
Great show. So good. So nice to have something that lives up to your memory and actually surpasses it in a lot of ways. But
that's the thing. Would you agree that it feels a lot better to watch it as a chunk rather than months between episodes?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like when you remember like they were releasing episodes like a week after they finished them. They were their time was so tight, you know. Also, like I did, just because I stumbled upon it, I rewatched Transwarped, the season 3 opener for animated, and that's really good too. It deals with some really dark shit. And has the wonderful moment of Optimus Prime pretending he's not on the phone to Sorry's dad, and he goes, "We must go to the burger place."
Yes.
Which made me so sad because, oh yeah, Optimus had a personality and laughed and smiled and made fun of people and called people noobs.
Well, to be fair, he wasn't Optimus Prime. He was an entirely different, more interesting character in animated.
He was so good. They did such a good job.
Yeah.
But
it's sad because animated really hit its stride in season 3. 2,
and
it goes up and down still, and then 3 hits and you're like, It's primarily bangers. I think there are
Yeah.
one or two duds, but primarily the bangers at that point.
And then when you see what was up for like Power Master Optimus,
Yeah, it's just
Marauder
fucking
Megatron,
annoying. It's annoying.
Like Shattered Glass, but with the like written by Marty Eisenberg, so it would probably have been great at the time, and not what it was at the time, which was like the Shattered Glass comic were bad. But yeah. So yeah. Media-wise, the only other thing of note is this was today actually. I watched the first episode of Kamen Rider Revice.
You seem to be quite taken with it in a positive way.
I am very surprised, if I'm completely honest. So I'd seen the Saber preview, which had a lot of fart jokes in it. To be blunt, and was like, "Ooh, look at the wacky monster man breaking the fourth wall and yelling at you while farting, so he can jump higher."
How close is it to that? Or is it one of those, I'm in a movie, but it's a shit interpretation of me? Because I think we've seen that before.
Yeah, I would put it down at, like, and like the episode was clearly done before they either had the budget or the effects, and like you never see anyone transform. They just like cut away and someone says, "He's turned into a dinosaur. He's turned into a shark. How is he doing that?" In a show where books can kill you. Yeah, so the writer for Revice did not write that episode.
What a shock. I don't know why this is sounding like Gaimish. Like, do you remember Gaim's introduction in a movie?
How do I put this? So I did a little looking into the writer, because he's brand new.
You mean the actor? The actor playing him?
The writer of the
the writer,
series.
Sorry. Okay, I thought you said the writer.
So before I go into the show itself, he is relatively new to TV. He's done a bit of directing and he's done a small bit of drama writing, but this is his first like this is a big deal project.
I was hoping you were going to tell me it was the lady who we've had a few times.
No, unfortunately it is not.
Name.
I would love to have her back.
She did the good ones.
Yeah, she hasn't done Rider since O's.
Lame. Come back. You did really good stuff.
Please come back.
I like your work.
Yeah, you did Ryuki, Deno, and O's. Please come back.
Please come back, yeah.
But his background is primarily in manga and novels that focus on what I would call old boy scenarios.
What does that mean?
So Old Boy is a very well-known Korean movie where mystery happens, it's all very weird, and then it gets quite dark and upsetting.
Yeah.
Old Boy is a great movie. The American remake's perfectly watchable, but it's not as good as Old Boy. His entire background in terms of his own projects is that. He writes, like, one thing about, like, Akuma in the Elevator was one I saw, which was a fairly dark story about being trapped in an elevator and people dying. There was one which was his version of a comedy, which was It's the Last Day of Your Life, What Are You Gonna Do?
Yeah.
There's one about like a family with some weird shit going on, a lot of murder mysteries, all seinen, all adult level stuff.
Cool, that's good.
And now he's writing this, and it is darker than I was expecting. It's still not super dark at this stage. But, so basics, and it's the first episode, so spoiler warning because it's the first episode, I need to give you the breakdown. I do this for every...
To be fair as well, it could be 10 episodes before it gets really good, or really
terrible.
Bad.
Yeah. So basic story is 50 years before the show started, and this is going to be a semi-anniversary series yet, but no anniversary elements in it yet.
Oh, okay.
So 50 years before the series started, archaeologists uncovered a stamp that unlocked someone's inner demon, and that demon tried to kill them. And 50 years later, a group called Deadmans are trying to revive the original progenitor demon. And they are all Mexican themed and Latin America themed because the demons originate in Latin America. So
cool.
You have Aguilera, Estela, and Julio. And Julio is a Japanese man dressed as a Cinco de Mayo dancer with a big sombrero. And Aguilera is the leader. We see the monster forms for the other two. We haven't seen hers yet. They use stamps to bring out people's inner demons. You sign a contract, and then the monster appears in the real world. The monsters are all based off of animals and origami. So
interesting combo, especially with the Mexican theme. Is there luchador stuff to the fighting?
Yeah, a bit.
Okay, that's
a bit,
cool.
actually.
I like that.
Mostly from Vice, but so main character is Icky. He is the oldest son of a family that has a bathhouse, and he has an inner voice that sounds very different, that says kind of mean things, and he never really thinks about it. And it turns out that it is his inner demon, who at the time is nameless and wants to eat his mother.
Oh no.
And then his brother is working for a group called Phoenix, who are developing the Revice system to fight the Dead Men, and he's supposed to be the Rider. The Dead Men attack a big event, and his brother's boss makes a dead man when he tries to use the belt, and it turns out he's not compatible with it, and his brother freaks out at the idea, and then Vice, Icky's inner demon, convinces him to sign a contract with him to fight. Vice gets summoned into the real world, tries to eat Icky's mother, and then Icky uses the belt to trap him back in, and they both manifest as riders, and then a pretty well done fight scene, not like 01's level of insane, but really well choreographed for a first episode.
Okay.
And then we end with Icky giving up the belt and walking off, and I enjoyed it. The cast is pretty solid. The villains are automatically interesting to me, and they are better in so many ways than the villains we got in Saber from the episodes I saw, because those guys give really bad performances.
I think I only saw the villains in episode 2, and that's as far as I got, and I was like, oh, they're trying to get a book or something.
Yeah, but
lame.
Really lifeless performances with really archetypical things and nothing to their body language. These guys are constantly moving.
Oh, that's cool. That's good.
Julio's guy is always in the background doing something, and I really like it.
I saw the one thing that you did a retweet of, which was Vice, whatever his name is, kicking the I assume Jobber dude through a brick wall.
That's Revi, because it's Revi and Vice to make.
Oh,
Revice.
Okay, Revi. Yeah, he kicked a Jobber's head, and the I mean, obviously it's styrofoam. Obviously.
Oh yeah.
It looked great though. There's a lot of impact behind it. I was like,
yeah,
ooh, damn.
And there's quite a few shots like that in the fight scene.
That's great.
Not a lot of special effects shots either. There is one or two, but most of it is camera work and choreography and stuff.
I'm guessing episode 2 will be, because episode 2 is usually where they're here's the CGI, and you go, oh no, it's the T-Rex head dinosaur from Double.
That they have introduced the T-Rex, they've shown, so there is comedy in this, and there's definitely going to be comedy moving forward. Vice breaks the fourth wall, but it's kind of done in a way, Vice will say something to the TV, and then someone behind him, who are you talking to?
Is it really egregious Deadpool kind of stuff?
It's a bit Deadpool-y, but I enjoyed it for what it was.
Okay.
Because I'm not into that kind of humor.
That's why I asked.
But I didn't find it egregious, and it didn't interrupt the flow of the fights, and it didn't interrupt the tone of the show. I like the main character, and they added a little stuff he's working in the bathhouse, but his brother points out you could have been a world-class soccer player. Why didn't you ever chase a dream? Because it's a kid's show, and play your games. But they say you could have been this really big athlete. Why didn't you ever chase it? And he very quickly changes the subject.
Does he not say, I'm scared of being too awesome?
No, he just sort of smiles and says, well, time to get out of the bath. Because they're doing the family bathing thing, because it's Japan.
Okay.
And they own a bathhouse. But,
is it just a bathhouse, or is there a proper, a hotel attached to it as well?
No, it's they are a bathhouse family.
Okay.
Well, and the father is a
very Japanese.
YouTuber.
I can appreciate that.
The father of the YouTuber who tries to break world records. Also, pretty sure we will not have Evil Dad in this. At least not this dad.
Okay.
There was also
that's kind of a shame, because usually the Evil Dad stories come across really well.
Yeah, no, really I'm hoping there is an Evil Dad at some point, because there's a really square-jawed man in this, and a terrifyingly square-jawed man in this. But I like the actors all seem to be getting a bit of a grasp on their roles. It's not build level of wow, this is really solid acting, but it's this is good, this is nice, this is solid. I'm not feeling the nerves that I usually feel with the iffy casts. Icky and Vice have a nice dynamic where Vice wants out, basically, but he's really chipper and friendly, and when he gets his powers, he's super excited and trying to brush aside the fact he tried to eat his mother.
Okay.
But he's really into he's where you get that sort of luchador vibe from. And the general powers are fun. So At the moment, I'm interested. I'm definitely interested going forward. I think it was made a very good first impression. Next episode preview is introducing the first of the Legend Rider forms, which is the double form. According to some interviews, one, they hired the writer because he writes dark stuff, so that's a good sign. But two, the way they're approaching writers is that the writers exist in this world, and the guy who makes the Vice Stamps is a big fanboy, so they don't have Legend Rider powers, they just have visual aspects that reference them. Like the Eagle one is double, and it's got like a pink side and a blue side, like to reference double split. Which, I don't know, it could work. Also, the preview of the combined form of Revi and Vice is something else.
Does it work? Or does it feel out of place? Does it feel like a gimmick that they'll use early in the show and then go, oh, eh?
Absolutely, because they've got at least 10 forms in this show they've confirmed for him.
Oh, okay, so yeah, they're dropping it. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
And like everyone, I think, is going to have at least one CGI episode.
Do you think it's going to be... Oh, here's a way to rephrase the question. Do you think they'll have this combining... Maybe not a combine into a T-Rex. Do you think they'll have a gimmick where every new form, they'll have a combined, like, animal...
They have revealed the Eagle form and the Megalodon.
Okay, so it's going to be a case of the two will form a thing.
Yeah,
okay.
And like Mammoth, I've seen a promo shot of them about to, and like how they combine is they climb on top of each other.
It's a bit awkward. I imagine with CG it's going to look fine, or better. But the toy versions from what I saw, the toy versions are a bit on the eek.
The trailer showed the Rex, and it was
Is it a bit eek?
It's a bit eek, but I think it's a bit self-aware eek.
Okay,
you know what I mean. It'll get dropped. It's CGI.
Yeah.
Writer shows don't have the budget to keep these in, and every CGI mega form gets dropped within the first 15 episodes usually. With the only exceptions really being like Suika arms and Dragon. And
that's true.
They were used sparingly, but like they couldn't really drop Dragon because they made it a character.
No, they didn't. Don't lie.
They made it a character archetype that they should have done something.
I was going to say they didn't make it a character. They made it a dick tease, which made you sad.
But no, it made a good first impression. I usually wouldn't say this, but I think it would be worth seeing the first episode to get it. I know you won't, but I'm just saying to other people in the world, Andy, that I care about them. I usually would say hold off, but I think it's worth getting a sense. Because I think the thing that will turn people off is the comedy, and you get a sense of at least where the comedy's going. And I'm sure the fart joke thing from the Saber episode is not an isolated thing. I'm sure something wacky or goofy like that is going to be worked in, but I mean, I think they got a good balance in this. I think the writers showed, like, they focused more on atmosphere in this than I was expecting.
Okay. So
I am curious to see where this goes. Not like the best writer intro I've ever seen,
sure,
but solid opening.
Yeah, I suppose you could easily say as well, sometimes the best writer shows that we both enjoy haven't always had the strongest intros.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not always the case, because I think Ghost had a really fucking strong intro.
Oh.
That was really
Ghost?
good.
Did you say Ghost?
No, as O's.
Oh yeah, O's had a great intro.
Ghost was just shit. Sorry, yeah, Ghost was just always
O's had a great intro that I think actually kind of extended to episode 3, because that's when episode 3 is when the Ankh and Eiji dynamic really kicks off. One thing I would say, a lot of people are saying it reminds them of Den-O and Momotaro's. Reminds me more of Ushia and Tora in terms of the dynamic between Ikki and Vice.
To be fair, I could see why they would say that, because they might not have seen that show, and it makes more sense to make something to make a reference that people who know Kamen Rider might equate it to.
Because it's definitely more like restraining something that can cause harm rather than restraining something that is mischievous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because that's what Momo was. Momo was a troublemaker, but he wasn't a bad guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, the only other thing to note is that since it was on sale for like €6, I picked up Kingdom Rat Trap.
Oh my god! What do you think?
And he's really fun. Surprisingly posable. He's got double jointed knees.
You do.
For transformation. His transformation is surprisingly complicated, but it's quite fun. The worst part about him is the shoulders don't really stick in place.
Yeah,
and they're a bit awkward to pose.
Yes, yeah, I think I mentioned that when I got it as well. It is a shame, but you can see why it works the way it has to.
Yeah. And overall, it's a nice take on Rat Trap.
Yeah,
but it's not complicated, and there's not a lot to dig into. So
no.
Andy, what about you?
I haven't really been up to much this week. Work's been horrifically busy, so I've been busy doing that fun stuff. I finished off Castle Grayskull, the Mega Constructs Castle Grayskull. The backside is complete. The front side, I think, was done last time, but it's all finished. One impressive set. It's got girth and heft to it, which the original version of Castle Grayskull, from what I've seen of pictures, didn't have. It's a lot more chunky. It looks pretty good, like closed up, and when you open it up, it's got a lot of nice little features which reference the original toy, like you move a seat and then a trapdoor falls out into a pit, a big old jail cell. There's a hidden door, which is quite nice because it really blends into the front side of Castle Grayskull nicely. Because it's not based on the original toy, the front of Castle Grayskull doesn't look as flat as the original toy did. There's the door which you can open with the power sword, because there's a small slot. If you put the power sword in, the door will fall open, unless you put it in like a wuss and just lightly tap it. You know, you need to shove it in there violently. It's got the weird thing. It has a machine, like a double-barreled machine gun turret on top, which is probably from the original toy, but looks really weird. You know, this ancient castle with two double-gunned machine guns on top of it looks a bit wonky to me. Not bad, but strange. I think it must have been with the original toy. It's got some really interesting builds as well. The weird thing with Mega Constructs is it feels like you're doing what Lego would call illegal builds. Like, that's when you're putting things together that you probably shouldn't do because it makes it a little bit less stable. Like the way that you get the curved towers are that you use a 2x1. Do you know what 2x1 is, Mikey?
2 pegs by 1 peg.
Yeah, I mean, if like it's the Lego block where it's just like two studs on top, and it's
the rectangular one, rectangular.
Yeah, you get one of those, and you get a cylinder one, and you plug the cylinder on the bottom of the 2 peg, and then you put another 2x1 on the other side, and you put a cylinder on top of that one, and then you can like slowly curve them round as you build that wall out, which is quite interesting. It does make it a little bit wobbly and unsecure until you put it all together. Once you've got it all together, it's nice and tight. And there are a few other bits where you're like, I don't know, I think this could have been tidier. Like if there was a few more parts, if it was possible to like tighten up parts. Like I can knock off bits if I like press them really hard. But for the most part, it was fun to build. It is Castle Grayskull, so there's not a huge variety of colours. It's a lot of like tan, army camo greens, that kind of colour, you know. But it's great. It's really cool. I look forward to seeing more of the stuff come out whenever it does. And as ever, I'm still looking for more of the Mega Constructs figures, or it will be, but they are only in America, which is still a bummer. What I'm going to have to do is, because PowerCon is next weekend, I'm going to look to see what what's revealed at PowerCon and maybe move from there. Because I hear there's a Hordak thing coming out, but there's no real images. It's just like Hordak and a thing. It's like, who? What? What's Hordak coming with? It won't be the Fright Zone. But I would really like to see. I'd really like to see a Snake Mountain in Mega Constructs, because that'd be really cool to see as well. But yeah, Mega Constructs. Oh, I started playing Jurassic World Evolution yesterday, which you watched me do a bit of that, Mikey. That was fun. That's a fun game. I did a little bit more of that yesterday, but I did challenge maps. I was trying to get a little bit of a feel. It does not have a very kind tutorial introduction. What I would say.
No, it didn't look like it.
No. Because it's like, make make 2 of these herbivores, and you go, okay, and you release them, and it's like, make a carnivore, and I'm like, you mean make a new pen for the carnivore? And it's like, nope, just make a carnivore, and it's like, so I'll put a feeder in so they won't attack the herbivore, and it died straight away. It just ate my little, it's not a Gallimimus, but it's the first dinosaur you can build. It just went for it straight away. I was like, but you ran past the feeder. It was right there. There was a goat. No. But it's really solid. It's a really pretty game. I will say that Jeff Goldblum sounds like he's either high or half asleep doing these lines. Probably was. Yeah. They have a really bad Chris Pratt impersonator. Really bad. Doesn't even sound slightly close. I don't know about the lady from Jurassic World. Is that the same lady?
It is her, and I don't like her performance in it.
No, she doesn't give a fuck either, clearly. Doesn't give a fuck.
It's not just her performance. The audio work they did in there really doesn't sound good.
No, I would agree there.
Yeah.
Some of the other cast are okay. I find it weird that the dude for the entertainment is like, whoa, yo, bro, what's up?
Yeah.
He's almost like he's got a big afro and he's kind of got this weird surfer dude accent. Like, whoa, we're part of the entertainment business. We're not sleazy or bad at all. Whoa, and I'm like, you're lying. I think the military guy is more trustworthy than you. And he's like, just release a dinosaur into the park so we can test out security. I'm like, I can see the logic. Seems a bit dangerous, but I can see the logic. Okay. But no, I'm really enjoying it so far. It's making me interested for Jurassic World Evolution 2, which is coming out in November. Doesn't mean I'll buy it when it comes out straight away, but yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. You played it, haven't you?
Yeah. I will say, like, of the characters in it, Cabot Finch is the only one anyone cares about.
Who's that one?
He is the smarmy business guy who will not shut up.
Oh, him. I like him. He's got really good voice. He's got a really fun voice. Like you're doing quite well. That was because of me, though. Haha.
He's the one everyone actually, like, remembers and thinks was anyway good.
Yeah, you can tell he's having a lot of fun. The guy who's doing the voice acting, I would agree with that. Yeah. It's a fun little game. It seems like you can mutate your dinosaurs, but it's not really important.
At this stage, it won't be. It will be a lot more important later on.
Yeah, I hear even like doing it on Jurassic difficulty, in the challenge maps. Most of them say don't bother with genetic modifications. They're not worth it. Not for the money and the time that you have to put into them.
Yeah, it's for challenges. That's the thing.
That's the thing. Yeah.
Or like you can try and modify because like most of the herbivores get their ass kicked by any carnivore that can take them down.
Yeah.
Like even the ones that have fight animations, like. Like if you put a T-Rex up against a Triceratops, the Triceratops will lose if it's unmodified.
Oh, interesting. I guess that makes sense.
So
Feature.
if you wanna actually have like a herbivore wins a fight, you have to modify them.
Okay.
And it does like having those kind of things means you'll have more action and you'll have more people viewing, but it's just not. It's a challenge thing, or like the DLC for Dr. Wu would be the only other one.
Okay. I hear a good thing to do is like if you've got an old herbivore, it's not a terrible idea to basically feed it to a carnivore, as it like ups the rating on them. Yeah, which is harsh, but interesting.
The more they kill, the higher their star rating is. Yeah,
and I hear that a good thing, at least on Jurassic difficulty, is don't build any big carnivores. That's what they said for the challenge mode. Build Dilophosauruses and put them together with the Brachiosauruses because they can live in harmony, apparently. Which I thought was quite cute. He's big. I can't spit in his eyes. He's too far away.
Basically, yeah. I think they get scared.
What's that? The Dilophosauruses?
Yeah, I think they get scared, but I don't think the Brachiosaurus has no attack animation at all.
No.
So,
yeah, it's a fun game. Like it, and I'm enjoying it. And I think that's it. I don't think I've done anything else. I'm just watching more Kamen in bed. 2000X Kamen. It's still a good show, unsurprising. And I think with that, Mr. Mikey, that's as... I did get the free version of from the Files of Teletron 2 out. That went up. And me and you did a recording for this month, so we don't need to worry about that. We do need to do a Patreon for this month. But it's the beginning of the month, so it's not too much stress just yet. Yay! Yeah!
Yay!
But yeah, I'll be putting out the Patreon version of From the Files of Teletron 2 at some point this week. Or month. We'll do it at least this month. I can guarantee you of that. This week, maybe. This month, definitely. Yay! So, Mr. Mikey, if people want to find you on the interwebs, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Irish Paleo, and you can message us on the Moonbase2 at gmail.com, and on Twitter and Facebook and Libsyn, and then Patreon and Weebly and everywhere else.
Cool.
It's all very fun.
Oh, I think we do have a massage. While
I will say I have to be up at 6, so I basically got to go to bed soon.
Oh, that's fine. We can just end it here then. Oh, look at Mikey up early, bird. You can find me on Twitter, CCTFW. YouTube's Cobra Commander TFW. You can find this podcast on Moonbase 2 forums, so on Twitter, iTunes, Facebook, Libsyn, and YouTube as Moonbase 2 Transformers Podcast. I'm also on Twitch as CCTFW, where I play video games at 11 o'clock in the evening UK time. I'm doing it tonight because it's been a rough day and I want to have something fun to do. But I don't do it on Mondays. Mondays are my I need me time to not die. And you can find me on the ccbunker.weebly.com if you want to get the stuff that way for the Poopcast and all that jazz. So, thank you everybody for coming on by. Thank you, Mikey, who is looking forward, I'm sure, to getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yay.
Yay. So, until next week, everybody, thank you very much for coming on by, and we will see you next time.
Nah.
Mikey.
You are now leaving Moonbase 2.